All right, let's go right to the phone and bring in a very special guest. In fact, he lives in Denver. It's David Duval. He won the 1991 British Open. He was the 1993 Player of the Year. 13 PGA tournaments on his resume, wins, and now working as an analyst for the Golf Channel. David, thanks for joining us from Augusta.
And I have to add, one of my favorite people in the world, and people in Denver who spend time with him will agree that he is one of the nicest guys that you could ever be around.
David, is that true? You're one of the nicest guys around?
If Woody says so, I must be.
David, you watched the par 3 tournament today, didn't you?
I'm actually sitting here watching a little bit of it now. Got to see Jack Nicklaus make a hole-in-one, and it's just it's a neat little event, a neat part of the Masters. It's actually a really cool way to kind of decompress after the build-up of the several days leading into tomorrow.
David, we just had the new Colorado State coach on, Mike Bilbo, who is from Georgia, grew up in Georgia, and I told him I was happy he hadn't lost his accent. For people who might not know, David grew up in that part of the country, and he has not lost his accent either. But the coach at CSU said that is the greatest week of the year was for people who grew up in Georgia. Does it still have the same fascination for you as an observer and analyst as it did as a player?
It does, for sure. I think it's one of the few golf tournaments that pros who play on the tours around the world probably watch. Everybody's curious because it's so limited and so difficult to get into the golf tournament. And if you've played in it and experienced it or have had a chance to win or have even won the golf tournament, it's an entirely different animal. Everything about the week is choreographed perfectly. The golf course is obviously immaculate. It's amazingly difficult now. Over the last 10, 15 years with all the things they've done to it, it's become an incredibly hard golf course. I heard you bantering back and forth, and having to go play the tournament tees with a Sunday setup will humble most any player who plays this game. The lines are so fine, and you have to be so precise in playing this golf course that it's a hard thing to appreciate until you actually get to do it.
David, you talked about the par 3 contest. Tiger having his kids caddy for him, first time really that we've seen them kind of be involved with him on the golf course. Lindsey Vaughn from Colorado is down there with him. It sounds to me from a distance, and I've been there 32 times, but it sounds to me like he may actually be having fun for a change. Does that seem possible?
It sure looks like it. Perish the thought, right, of Tiger enjoying himself and having fun. But as you grow and as you age and as you mature and as you experience different things, you recognize that it's not all just about this. We certainly know with Tiger that he has one ultimate goal, and that's to get to 19. I don't think he'd be happy if he got to 18 majors. He wants to be at 19. He wants to have won the most, and that's obviously something that a lot of people have an opinion on right now as to whether he will ever do that or not. But yeah, it was different. I mean, you've seen some local articles about who is this person? What they do with Tiger and things like that. But it's nice. He's approaching 40 now, and you see him engaging, or at least letting. I shouldn't say that. He's letting the world see another side of him, the father side, the parent, the fun-loving guy who does appreciate life.
David, to your eyes, does he seem to be striking the ball better?
I haven't gotten to see it up close, really. From what I hear, he's hitting it decent. I haven't heard anybody say it's great. The pitching and chipping, I think, is still a question mark. In his practice, that has been pretty good, I believe. You see him around the practice area, tournament practice area for the pitching greens and chipping greens and hitting good shots and stuff. But when you hit a pitch and you might not hit one for 30, 45 minutes again in the tournament round, and so it's easy for a lot of people to get into a rhythm and a groove when you dump down a bag of balls and just get to hit them around. But myself, like everybody else who follows this game, is very curious as to what's going to go on tomorrow. Is it going to be a good day, a bad day, a so-so day? I don't think anybody has that answer right now.
David, you were very stern on the golf course. Do you think that the players, even the young players today, the Rory McIlroys, really realize that maybe you should relax a little bit, or maybe I'm wrong about it, and kind of enjoy the smell of the flowers while you're experiencing it, while you're experiencing the British Open and winning as you did, and at the Masters and at U.S. Opens? I mean, or does it have to be? Did you have to be so intense at that time that maybe you couldn't really enjoy what was going on around you?
For me, that's how I dealt with things, and that's how I was able to function in that atmosphere. You certainly see today players who start to have some success and start to win some golf tournaments. You can see a little bit of withdrawal, and I don't necessarily think that's their fault. I think that sometimes the fault lies with the people around them. Rory right now, obviously he's the face of the game. He's the world's #1 player, and when he plays great, he's nearly impossible to beat. But he's still accessible. We've been talking about this over the last few months with some of my working colleagues, that a lot of people chase and worry about the records of Jack Nicklaus, but as a life, if you could find an emulator of Arnold Palmer, that would be a hell of an accomplishment, because he the influence he had and the person he still is second to none, and you don't see that so much. And I don't know, you guys have been covering sports for a long time, and let me pose a question: is some of that the way social media has changed and technology and the instantaneous posting of photos of thoughts and things like that? Could that have an influence on all of that?
That's a great observation, David. That I think that everybody who's in the limelight now has to be more fearful, more protective of themselves. They have
money has something to do with that too.
And you have
David.
to be protective of what you say and what you do. I know that ESPN requires that if someone takes a photo of me, I can't have a drink in my hand. And so,
nobody ever takes a photo of me, David.
That's your best line of working. You and David should do a show together instead of me. But I think that is. I would like to. You brought up McIlroy. My pick for the week, and we're going to put you on the spot. My pick for the week is talking about people who were withdrawn, and I'm going to point to Dustin Johnson, who left the tour, came back, and I think his game is made perfectly for winning the Masters this year. And I think his return has been, you can see it, his game and his length there is going to make a major difference. Would you agree that he has a chance to win, or would you go in a totally different direction?
The two players I'm most intrigued with are Dustin Johnson and Jimmy Walker. Dustin came back from his break and has played beautiful golf. The power he has, the distance he has is frightening. And Jimmy Walker's, all he's doing is winning golf tournaments, 5 times, I believe it is, over the last 18 months or so. And nothing replaces winning and winning often. And it shows that the comfort is there for him. I would say he conceivably got a bad draw, Jimmy, that he got paired with Tiger, because there's going to be so many eyes on him. But, and with that being said, if Rory McIlroy plays like he's capable of, nobody beats him. And that's the thing. We talk about how great he is, and he is. He's clearly the world's #1 player. And I told somebody, slow down, though, comparing him to Tiger. I'm like, that's how Tiger played virtually every week. Tiger played 20 times. That's how he played 18 times, not 6 times. And I think, but we've seen Rory when he's kind of at the height of his powers, if you will. You can't beat him. It's kind of like Tiger or Jack Nicklaus. You can name 10 players throughout the history of the game that if they played like they were capable of, you virtually couldn't beat them. And so, but I agree with you on the Dustin, and like I said, I'd throw in Jimmy Walker. He's very intriguing to me this week.
David, you made. I was going to say you made a great transition to being an analyst. I really enjoy your work on TV, and you were talking about social media. So, how do people? Because you tweet. I know you tweet. How do people tweet you? How do they get to David Duval?
I don't know. I guess it's just I had to search one out, and I don't know what's it called. Your name, your
whatever you want to name yourself. You name yourself.
Well, it's at David
I don't know
Duval.
what they call it. I'm at David 59 Duval, and
Yeah.
so that's what it is. And I, and again with that, as you guys know, you have to be careful with that stuff.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people out there who are looking to engage you in a not so positive way, and so, but it's about thoughts and observation.
That's why I wanted you to, because people go, David 59 Duval? Yes, he shot at 59 people. Nobody's ever beaten 59.
Well, David, I hope to see you this summer when you come back to Denver, because I'm taking up golf and I could use some help.
I'll make certain I'm not there.
I play golf and I need some help. But enjoy the pimento cheese sandwich this afternoon. Enjoy the par 3 and enjoy the week in Augusta, David.
And we'll watch you on the Golf Channel, David. Thanks for your time.
Y'all have a great day.
All right.
Yeah.